This is like the third attempt I've had at this live stream because I've got a new phone and I just, for the life of me, could not figure out how to get things sorted. But we are okay now. We are all good. So, let's just wait for people to get into stream. And hopefully everything looks good. No, we'll just wait for some people to come in, and we need to wait for the soldering iron to heat up as well. Random Tank 80, hello. Lunar Dragon Dog, hello. Okay, yep, we're getting some people in. We've got 5 viewers so far. Hello, hello, hello. Why did I unintentionally did phone guy there. Hello? Oh, hello, hello. So, what's everybody been up to? We've been getting quite a lot of new reveals for diecasts today. Well, I mean, technically yesterday, but also today. However you want to look at it, but man, we're getting a lot of characters for this upcoming diecast range. It's quite incredible. What's up? Yes, I'm finally making James. Phone guy, yeah, phone guy. Can't complain with phone guy. The roster feels unreal. I know. Like I'm so glad we are finally getting the narrow gauge engines because it was so weird that not Scarlowy, Rheneas, out of all the narrow gauge engines, was the first sort of to be leaked. But you know why? And as dumb as it sounds, I honestly thought that because he was a number 2 engine, honestly, I thought they were planning to replace Edward with Rheneas, but thankfully that is not the case. Sometimes I just come up with these weird things and was like, oh no, they're really not doing this, are they? Honestly, the Scarlowy engines are my favorite roster of engines, and I'm so glad we're getting new diecasts of them. Like, the new Rheneas looks fantastic to me. I can't really give an opinion on a face yet because we haven't got the highest quality image, but I'm really hoping they don't butcher the narrow gauge engines. Like, we don't need another duck, do we? Yeah, I'm still waiting for the new merch to pop up in New Zealand stores. There's been reports of it in New Zealand stores. I'm just yet to find them. Imagine Fearless Freddy and Mighty Mac returning. Well, they're bringing Hector back. At this point, I don't think anyone is off the tables here. Personally, I want to see Fergus. Give me a modern day Fergus and I'll be happy. Can anybody just confirm how well the stream is performing? Can you hear me all right? Can you see everything all right? Do it right. So yes, as we can see here, the Ultimate RC custom engines are going to continue. When I uploaded Gordon, Percy, and Toby's video, I think the most requested character was James here. James. Oh no, they turned me into a very fat motorized engine. Now, this is my original James. So I'm not using this because I want to keep this one mint in the box because it's got the 80th logo on it. The modern ones don't have the 80th logo on them. So I'm keeping that James as is. And, well, you've been looking at it the whole time, so we'll just clear this off and let's see so far what I have done with the Ultimate Custom RC James. The main things that needed to happen: the boiler needed to be shrunk, and the firebox needed to be shrunk as well. The cab is completely unmodified, is the exact same height, and it scales well with Thomas and Percy like that. I have seen other people extend the height and the rear of James's cab, but I personally don't think it needs that. The way it looks at the moment, to me anyway, is giving very hard Season 1 vibes. He looks so silly. I know, I mean, he's tickled pink. He's in his undercoat, I suppose. That's from both the card that I've used as well as the clay that I'm using to fill in gaps, which I'll go over again because it is starting to crack, and I probably could use another round just to make everything flush. But yes, so far, I can actually take the top off just to show everyone. So far, this is James's body shell. He's using the original cab, a modified firebox, and the running board. That is all from the original 80th James. The wheel arches have been sourced from, well, I think it was just a spare scrap Tommy James that I had. They've been cut down, and yes, it looks very rough at the moment. It is still very much in the building progress stage. Once I've patched everything up and sanded everything down, I intend to make this look much nicer. Now on Twitter, I have had a couple of questions asking what James face I've used here. And it comes from this pullback. This is a slightly older version of this pullback, but it's exactly the same. So, yeah, unrelated, but I'm watching from Australia. Ah, yes. Oh, Australia. The big brother to New Zealand. But yes, so, now the first thing that we need to do before modding James in any way, and this is just me being a bit paranoid based on the recent motorized engines, we better make sure James's chassis actually works. So I've got a pack of AAA batteries here, sorry. So we will just double check that James's motor actually works. So batteries. Okay, cool. It works. Perfect. Great. Now, this whole live stream I'm going to archive, and I'm essentially going to use this live stream as to do a cut down version of the live stream for the channel, just so that people who didn't see the live stream can have a video demonstrating how I've done this. They've apparently fixed the motors, have they? Well, see, I wouldn't know. New Zealand is still yet to see any of the new merch. So, what are we going to be doing with James today exactly? We are going to be fitting James with an RC unit, which, as I've stated before, comes from these Coke can RC cars. Now, you can find these very easily on Amazon and AliExpress. However, I go to a local store that sell these called J-Car. I don't know if that's a store known outside of New Zealand, but J-Car have a lot of, I suppose you'd say components. It's not quite a tech store. Like, you can get things like toggle switches, battery packs, 3D printers, and RC cars. So yes, these are the type of RC cars that I use. They come with a controller. The RC chip inside is small enough to fit inside these 80th engines. So it's a perfect fit. So adding RC to James, that's mission 1. Mission 2 is going to be fitting James with Tomy drive wheels and Tomy front wheels. That's not exactly a hard thing for me to do, but I have had a lot of questions about how to do it. So we're gonna show you. Right, so let's see. Where do we start? Well, I mean, we need to start by taking James apart first. So my soldering iron is over here, heating up. We'll move that out of the way. Now, I need to preface this before I do anything. This is not a tutorial. This is just me showing you how I modify the engines. If you do choose to use this live stream, and if you do choose to use this video as a tutorial, which it is not intended as, then please make sure that you are using the utmost safety, because soldering irons get very, very hot. It took me quite a while to understand everything. I self-taught everything myself, so hopefully I can insight you guys on how everything is done with my Ultimate RC Custom engines. I have the tin RC cars as well, except mine are made by Revell. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, these are very cheap. I think on AliExpress these are about 19-ish New Zealand dollars. But, there's probably about $15 shipping, where at my local J-Car they sell for about $23. So, I'm happy to pay the little bit extra to get an immediate product. Okay, so let's start by pulling James's chassis apart. Where's my screwdrivers? There we are. So I use this. This is a very, very cheap set of screwdrivers from a 250 shop. It has a couple of different triangle head screws. And we'll start by unscrewing James. Oh, I might want to put the screw bit in first. That might help. Okay, is this too big? Let's have a look. Alright, no, so that screw bit's too big. Let's try this one. Oh, these screws are being stubborn. Okay. Come on. You can do it. Why are these not working? Have they changed these sorts of screws? Because I can usually get these out pretty easily. Yeah, why are these screws too big? Am I missing something here? Okay, let's see. Did I actually grab the right screw bits? Sorry, we're having some troubles. I may have grabbed the wrong screw bits. Okay, that's very strange. So, now just let me go and check up on my workbench quickly, see if I've got the right screw bit. Very strange. Right, so I can't exactly find my screwdriving bit at the moment. So let me just. Oh yeah, there we go. There it was on my table the whole time. There we go. Now we're unscrewing it. Just takes a bit of time. I should be more. Can you tell I'm new to live streaming? I'm not very good at this, am I? I thought I was prepared, but very clearly not. Now I might change James's chassis screws to Phillips head ones just for convenience sake. We don't need to have a specialty screwdriver just to take our models apart, do we? Sorry, I've just got to do this screwing but off screen because these screws are really tight. But we are getting them out. Probably doesn't help that I'm also using a very small screwdriver, but it's a useful screwdriver, and that's what counts. Okay, there we go. We have now got James unscrewed. There's always one screw that doesn't want to come out properly. Come on. I swear the newer versions of these engines, they've changed the screws slightly so that it's slightly smaller than what I actually have. Come on. Isn't it 11:58 for you? Yes, it is very nearly midnight. Okay, now there should be no problems in pulling James' chassis up. There we go. Quick question. Can this work with making classic Trackmaster and Tomy engines remote controlled as well? Honestly, I haven't tried that, but I would assume so. If they work with these, I'd imagine they would work with the classic Tomy engines and, classic Trackmaster as well. However, I would assume they would probably be a bit faster. So they wouldn't be the standard speed. They would probably be about twice that speed. Yeah, maybe that's an idea for a future project. Maybe I should try maybe I should try RCing one of the original Tomy engines. That could be interesting. Right, so take the screws. I do have a magnet somewhere. Where's my magnet? No, okay, they can just go over there. Is that other screw still? It is. Come out, please. Finally, that screw just didn't want to come out. Right, so take the motor out, take the rods off, and we're going to be swapping James with black wheels, like he should have. I'm going to pull that middle wheel out as well. Right, now we don't actually need the switch, so there we go. Just take that out. Then we'll put this little cap back on. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I call it the cap. I would make RC engines, but I'm not smart enough. Never doubt yourself, mate, because I knew nothing about doing this, and it was only through trial and error that I figured it out. So never be afraid to give things a try, but just always be careful, especially when you're dealing with things like a soldering iron, because they are extremely hot. You do not want to get burnt by them. A real big inspiration for doing any of this, by the way, is a YouTuber called UC Weapon. Now, I don't know if a lot of modern fans would know who UC Weapon is, but back in the day, he was the king of making Trackmaster and Playrail content. He was a very, very cool YouTuber. And he doesn't seem to upload anymore, but he has a very large library of videos to watch. So if you don't know who the user UC Weapon is, I very highly recommend going and watching him. Right, so let's start by removing James's wheels. Okay, I've got my pliers here. That magnet just, the motor just stuck to my pliers. Right, so this is how I pull the wheels off these engines. I grab the end and you simply just start twisting. And eventually it will come out. Just a bit of finessing. Just a bit. Just loosen that plastic up. Now, there are probably a lot better ways of doing this, but this is just the way that I have found. And, you know, with the limited tools that I've got, it seems to work just fine. Right, so we are definitely pulling that out. Can you see why a lot of the time I don't I don't document this sort of stuff because I'm too what do the kids say these days? Locked in? I'm pretty sure my son has said that at one point. You know, when he's not singing things like that bloody Skibbity Toilet song. I swear to God that is like one of his favorite songs. You know, it's yeah. I can't really criticize it because my generation had some very dumb things as well. Um, yeah. This is a I'm really not used to doing this on camera because I'm trying to be careful when I'm not going to be reusing these wheels, so I don't know why I'm trying to be extremely careful. And this probably looks extremely jank to a lot of people watching right now, but like I said, this is how I do it. Oh, 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 I think it's coming out. Yeah, we got it. Boom, there's one wheel. Okay, let's, excuse me. Let's do the other wheel. These pliers are like my own personal set of pinchies. So again, what I'm doing here is essentially I'm stressing the plastic, I suppose you could say. Now, why do I swap these over to Tomy wheels? Simple. I hate the spiked wheels, so the driving wheels I replace by default. However, if you don't replace the front wheels as well, they they have this little lean, like they ride high on the rear, so it looks like they're constantly leaning forwards, which very much irritated me. So this is just what I have to do in order for me to enjoy my models just that little bit more. However, it is very tedious sometimes and does take a bit of trial and error, as I've said. We'll swap back out this hand. We are getting there though. It's not an easy process making these engines, but very slowly it has become more natural to me. Well, yeah, it's like trying to pull out a loose tooth. You know it's loose and you know it's coming, but it just wants to fight you that little bit more. Oh yeah, it's really close to coming out. Come on. Oh yeah, well, It's crooked, so it's definitely nearly out. I do really hate how they do these split axles because there's nothing stopping them from doing full axles. There is enough room. Well, I suppose they've got a screw point there, don't they? Don't you just wish that Edward Henry and Toby were sold in the anniversary range? Yeah, I do. Um, I did make my own 80th Toby. Excuse me. Hang on, just have a drink. 12 a.m. coffee. You can't beat it. I'm drinking out of me Sonic cup. It's my favourite cup, can you tell? It's very used. Let's talk Sonic for a little bit, eh? Sonic's 35th anniversary so far. Compared to Thomas's anniversary, Sonic got done dirty. Like, apart from essentially what is a very odd style, like pixelated looking game, which I don't even really know much about. Additions to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and an animation. It really doesn't seem like there's much planned for Sonic's anniversary. Are you looking forward to this fourth Sonic film? 100% I am. Now, I don't really go to the theaters. Ah, there we go. Woohoo! The wheel came out. We now have both of those out. Right, pliers over there. I don't really go to the movies much, but I have been to every single one of the Sonic movies so far on day one. And I've taken my dad to every single one of them. Yeah, my dad loves the Sonic movies for the fact that Jim Carrey's in them. He loves Jim Carrey. The Sonic movies, though, are what actually got me into Sonic. Specifically, Ugly Sonic, or the original Sonic movie trailer. I was so interested in what this movie was going to do with a character that I really didn't know nothing about, but I definitely knew what he looked like, and this movie wasn't it. So then when they redid the animation and redesigned Sonic, mate, it was such a surreal moment. That was the point I was like, I've got to see this movie now. And well, yeah, the Sonic movies are what got me into Sonic. How about that? Excuse me. Okay, wait, I need a hammer. Very coincidentally, we were just talking about Sonic 4 with Amy, and I now need a hammer. Hang on, I need to find me hammer. Hammer! Hammer! Where's me hammer? I can't find me. Oh, I found it. Found me hammer. Found it. I found me small hammer. Right. Whew. Okay, so we've got James's wheels off completely. We now need to separate the side rods and take these wheels off. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is... A lot of my methods seem very bodgy, but basically I'm just going to roll my sleeves over my hands because, once again, spikes. They do actually hurt if you grip them hard enough. And we are simply just going to twist and pull. Twist and pull. It does take a little bit. It does take a little bit. There are probably tools that do this better, but I'm choosing the rough life. Yeah. Okay, that didn't really do much. Okay, let's try the pliers. Oh no, it actually did loosen them a bit. One of the wheels is coming off the axle, but it's not quite there yet. I've been spiked while doing that. Yeah, it's not fun. These wheels do hurt. Wait, why am I concerned with not damaging the wheels? I'm not using them. Okay, let's try and push the side rods out first. I feel like that's going to make things a little bit easier. Let's push these side rods out. Come on, get out of the wheel. You can do it. Oh, nearly had it. Okay, doesn't want to come out. Yeah, because the little ball on the inside of the wheel is so big, I don't want to damage the side rods by potentially snapping off the little balls. So, I'm planning to sell my Lionel James on trade, man. I was wondering if you would be interested. Not particularly, to be honest, because I don't really have the interest for O gauge. If I was going to get into any actual proper model railways, I would probably go with N scale and model the Skarloey railway engines. That would be probably my ideal layout. Do it with a fork or a flathead screw. A fork? I've never thought of that before. That's pretty smart, but I am currently trying to use a flathead. Yeah. No, actually, we'll just take the wheels off first. I feel like that's the more interesting part. Sadly, I stretched one of the 2020 side rods trying to get them out, and I hated that. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times myself. It's very irritating, especially with these newer ones, because I do like these new ones. How many customs have you made roughly? Um, are we talking strictly motorized engines? Because I feel like the motorized not just the 80th ones, I've done a lot of Trackmaster / Playrail customs as well. But a rough number, I would say it's probably close to 20, if I'm being completely honest with you. I've made a lot of custom engines over my time, and I honestly can't remember how many of them I've shown on YouTube. Oh, there we go. There's one wheel off. And now this one here. What are everyone's opinions or thoughts about the quote-unquote 2026 Thomas project? It seems very in the dark at the moment, doesn't it? Because, there's no official announcement made. We're only getting toy leaks at the moment, so it doesn't really... we really need to see a trailer. Oh, okay, this wheel's just going to snap off. This one was a lot more fragile than the other wheel. But like I said, I'm not planning to reuse these wheels, so it doesn't matter. Still waiting on a trailer. Yeah. Honestly, we should have had a trailer by now. I really feel like we should have had that trailer by now. Oh, you're joking. A little bit stayed. Okay. A little bit stayed on the axle. Okay, so that's alright. We can just give that a snip. Snip off that plastic. Yeah, sometimes these customs aren't clean, but, you know, I'm willing to have a couple of broken things. Doesn't really bother me. Okay, this is being very stubborn. I don't think I've had this much issues with a wheel like this. Hang on. Ooh, did we get it? I think we got it. Yeah. Oh, it landed in the chassis. Well, there's the little bit of plastic from the wheel anyway. So now we have a clean axle. Now this is where... Well, we'll do some Leokin video, eh? This is where Mr. Hammer come... Wait, I've got googly eyes. I should put googly eyes on my hammer. I'm putting googly eyes on my hammer. Bear with me. Oh, it's a fun day. We've got googly eyes. I got these for a custom of Kinga from the Amazing Digital Circus that I did, but then didn't end up using them. So let's peel off the adhesive back on these, and we're gonna... I wonder if... Let's see if they'll stay on. Oh, it's such a very thin film. All right, there we go. Okay. What's the time? It's nearly 20 past 12. It's morning for me here in New Zealand. Are you a Digital Circus fan? Oh yes, I am a very big Digital Circus fan. If you follow me on TikTok, shameless plug, TikTok at Dieselworks123, you'll see my Taddick collection and customs that I've made for that. Yeah, I'm a very big Amazing Digital Circus fan. I think I can't decide on my favorite character, but I know it's a tie between Kinga, Pomni, and Jax. I know Pomni and Jax is extremely cliche, the main characters, but Kinga is just so funny, but also he's like the father of the circus, so I kind of relate to him as well. We've now got googly eyes on the hammer, though. Oh, I'm getting vibes from what's it called? Handy Manny. That's the one. The hammer that's voiced by Tom Kenny. Okay. Well, let's do the... We'll do the drive wheel first. So here we have some Spear Tomy black wheels. We are simply just going to... Actually, we can just do this. We can sandwich them. Sandwich them together. And then just... Perfect. So now, James can be fitted with Tomy wheels. Cool. Now, need to double check that they are in the right way. No, it's not. So, the clicking sound is happening when backwards. That means that the gear is backwards. Duh, of course, yeah. But so, as long as going forwards you hear the click. Oh, I haven't lined the motor up properly. There we go. As long as you hear the click when it's going forwards. As long as you hear the click when going forwards, you're golden. Gotta be golden. Alright, take the motor out. Now we can focus on the front wheels. Once again, we've got some spare Tomy wheels. These make really good Tomy smoke boxes as well if you're doing like realistic engines. So let's... Okay, so the holes need to be widened a little bit because the axles are slightly too big. What did I do with my file? I am so unprepared for this. You can tell I don't live stream often. I swear I had that on my table. I've got so much stuff on my workbench I need to clean up. There it is. Okay, cool. So I've got this little file here. It's got a filing point on one end and then it's got a poking bit on the other end. So I'm just going to use the pokey bit. And we're just going to open up that hole a little bit until the axles can fit through. Just a little bit more. We still need a little bit more. Okay, it's nearly through. Just do that on the other side as well. Open it up from both sides. There we go. And then we'll do the same with this wheel as well. Once again, this is not a tutorial. This is just me showing you how I do this. I don't exactly know how long this is going to take. It might take a little bit longer than usual for me because I am also trying to film it and trying to entertain everyone. Hopefully I'm doing an alright job. Like I said, I'm new to this live streaming stuff. Perfect. Okay. So insert one axle in and the other axle, and then we'll just gently tap them together because we don't... Oh, why do my comments keep disappearing? I want to see them constantly. Why is it... All messages. Ever watched Hell of a Boss? No, I haven't watched Hell of a Boss, but I do really like Hazbin Hotel. So now we are going to just gently tap the axles back into place because we need to make sure that there's enough room for the side rods. It looks like this side is slightly too in, so we'll just pull that out just a smidge. Just a smidge, so that we can still insert the coupling rod on there. And make sure that it can move freely. Yes, that one's nice and free, swinging around. Oh yeah, I forgot I've got to get this wheel out, the coupling rod out of here. Hang on. Just bear with me, I'm just trying to get this other rod out of the other wheel. Completely forgot to take it out before. Sorry, this isn't very entertaining because I'm trying to pull the side rod out without damaging it, of course. Come on, we're nearly there. Try that, actually, that might be better. Ah, there we go. Oh, where'd the wheel go? There's the wheel. Excuse me. Okay, so now we can put that side rod on here. Plenty of free swivel. We probably could actually put that in a little bit more. Mr. Hammer again. Right, just pull that one out because it's gone back in again. So can I do it with my fingers? Yeah, I can. Great, perfect. So Tomy wheels on the front now. Finally on the back. And now all I need to do is I just need to pinch the ends of these side rods to widen them to fit into the Tomy wheels, because these little nubs are a little bit smaller than what the Tomy wheels are. Oh, better make sure I've got the motor in the right way. Yep, in the right way. And now side rods go in. And side rods in. Alright, there we go. We now have James's side rods in place. Now, something we do need to do just to make sure that these run nice and smooth is because this little, hang on, this little piece here needs to be filed down a little bit. If we can focus the camera, that would be great. Well, I'm going to go and get some sleep. Good luck on the stream. Thank you very much. So we need to basically just shave a wedge off the front portion of this here. And that's just so that the Tomy wheels can clear any of the plastic and it's not getting caught on anything, because the Tomy wheels are very slightly bigger. So at an angle, I've got my file and I'm simply just going to shave off a portion. Right, hang on. Right, there we go. We'll shave a portion of this down on both sides, making sure that everything is clearing the Tomy wheels. Yep, that's all we need to do. Just a little nub out of the side like that. And we'll do the same on the other side. Right. So now... yeah, so that's James's wheel conversion done. We'll just make sure everything is nice and flush. Whoops. Perfect. Not catching on anything. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to need this top bit again, because now it is time to install the RC into James. Right, so for this step, we're going to need the top part of the chassis. How late is it in New Zealand? It is currently 12:33 a.m. Yeah, I'm staying up late to do this live stream. Bro, it's nearly 1 in the morning for us. Yeah, I know, but I figured this would probably be when more of my audience would be awake, because if I did it during New Zealand hours, I don't think a lot of people would be awake to tune in for the live stream, and that's based on past live streams I've done. But anyway, so yes, let's finally get into the RCing of James. Oh no, he fell apart. How did that one go in? Like that. No. Like that. Right, so there's James's top right there. This is our Coke can car. And there we go. It comes with these little road cones as well, but I don't need them. So, here's our little RC car. These are what I use to RC all of my engines. We need to put batteries in the controller. Always test your things when you intend to do stuff like this. We need that piece there. So the controller takes 2 AA batteries. Alright, 1 and 2. Okay, this should not be that difficult. I'm just going to take that screw out, because I don't actually screw these back together anyway. These controllers seem to hold themselves together pretty well. Alright, there we go. The screw is out. Cool. Okay, no, it doesn't. Packaging does not tell me how much it is. Or how many volts the battery is. But it's okay because we're going to be replacing the battery anyway. Right, we need another screw bit now. So firstly, the only real screws we need to unscrew here, there's one there and one there. And all that's doing is just holding down the chip. So once that's done, or once these are unscrewed, you can then cut the wires. I missed a screw. Oh, I did. Sorry, there's three screws. Three screws. There we go. Now it just pops straight out. And that exposes the little motor. We can just pull the motor straight out. And we don't need these wires here which control the steering. See if I can open this quickly. There we go. That's the steering mechanism, and it's got these little weights in them. Yeah. So what we'll do here first. Now this is the point where we do need to use the soldering iron. So once again, this is not a tutorial. I am just plainly showing you how I do things. So we'll get our soldering iron here, which is nice and hot. I can tell it's hot because it's making steam and bubbling the water on the sponge. Perfect. I actually will use my helping hands here and probably turn my light on. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now, actually we can just straight up cut those wires from the motor. They don't really serve us any purpose at the moment, so we'll just chop them there. Cool, there's the motor. Gone. Well, I thought it was gone, but it just rolled off. You know what I mean. And then we'll unsolder the wires here. Now these ones are just for the steering, so there's one and two. There we go, separated. And we can use these wires here just to hook up to the engine. Now the next thing we need to do... Hey, my soldering iron's stuck. What? Oh, there we go. Now, why did that come out? Stay in your place, laddie. There we go. Okay. So, next step is the battery. We need to remove that. Might need to use a second pair of helping hands here. There we go. Bring that in a little bit closer. Okay. Right, so now we need to remove the battery. Just make sure all these wires are out the way. There's two little terminals here. So there's one there and one there. So Just need to melt that solder off. Come on. There we go. So there's one. Perfect. The battery has now been removed. Once again, please be careful if you are using a soldering iron. So here is our very stripped down RC chip. And this is what I work with when building these models. So we've just taken out the old battery. Now it's time to put in a new one. Yes, people, this is a vape battery. Now, I do not condone vaping. However, these do serve a very good purpose for what I use them for. Okay. And the reason I choose these, and there are probably better options, however, these batteries are only like $3, so I think I'll stick with the cheapo method that has worked very well for me in the past. These are the battery, and it's very, very simple. They've got a little thumb hole here, or a finger hole. Simply pull that off. There is the battery inside. It's got a little plug. All we need to do is pull that plug out, and boom, there is our new battery. However, we also need to cut the wires inside of this battery because we need that plug there to replace where the battery on the original RC car was. So that is very simple. We're just going to get down as close as we can to the bottom here. I think I've got some small scissors, hang on. There we go. So we'll just separate the wires, and then we can just snip them off. Perfect. This is what we're left with. We've got this very small little plug. Neat. Okay, just let me strip the wires back quickly. So we need those wires exposed so that we can connect them. Stripping it back. Okay, there we go. We now have the wires there. They have been stripped so that we can now apply some solder to them. So, just put them there. Now I need to put some solder onto these wires. Sorry, it's not in focus there. I don't know why it's gone out of focus. Okay, so maybe there we go. So simply just dab some solder onto the wires. Oh, okay. Hang on. I just realized something. There's a separate solder point there I need to deal with. Right, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm just stripping the wires back a little bit more. Wasn't quite enough exposure. There we go, that'll be better. Right. Now we can get our solder. And just generously apply some onto. There we go. Onto the wires. Come on. Sometimes the solder does stick. There we go. Okay. Add a little bit of solder onto the chip. Just where the battery terminals are. There we go. Now, I can bring these back, get the other pair of helping hands to help us out. Yeah, my little soldering station has 3 little pairs of helping hands. It's very, very convenient. Okay, so now all we need to do is attach these wires to the solder. Right, there's one. Can get rid of these helping hands now. All right. So now, if I plug this battery in, and, well, if this is done correctly, I should just be able to plug this battery in, and we should receive power. So, moment of truth, people. So, okay, so there's no power yet, okay? So that means I haven't soldered one of these points on correctly, and I'm pretty sure I can see that. But this is why we test things. Let's just get this into place. Yeah, Mum. Right, let's try that. Will we get power this time? No. Okay, maybe the black wire needs to be soldered again. Right, try again. Remember, guys, just remember, everybody, it's all trial and error. All trial and error. Okay, let me just have a look. So, we know it's working. It's just I've got to make sure I'm soldering everything properly. It's 8:56 a.m. here in Ohio. It's, what's the time? It is 5 to 1 in the morning as I'm doing this in New Zealand. So, fun times. Okay. It's looking all good. Maybe I need to switch them around. Maybe that's it. Could be a positive and negative thing. So what we'll do is I'll just take these wires off and flip them around. Okay. Let's try that. Cool. Okay. Let's try this. Aha! There we go. It must have been a polarity issue. We now have power from the vape battery. Yee. So now, where's the control? There it is. So if I grab the controller now and I turn it on, that light will stop blinking. Boom. And we've now got the RC function. Perfect. So now I'll just undo the battery. And we'll strip away the wires that get attached to James. You just got to try again until it works out. Exactly. That is exactly right. It's about to be 1 in the morning. I know. But I can handle it. Trust me, I'm a father of 2 kids. Being up late at night is nothing new to me. Okay, so now we have the 2 driving wires stripped. There we go. They're stripped back, so now we can start working on this. There is one thing we need to do beforehand. And I need to make sure I've got the right tool for it. Okay. So we need to... Where's my craft knife? I'm just going to make a... Oh, I need to replace the blade. The blade snapped. What am I doing? Right, we'll replace the blade quickly. Okay, now we've got a fresh blade. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove this middle section of the chassis. I just need to make a couple of slits into it so that I can help with removing it. See how easy is that? Literally just bending the plastic and it's coming off. Boom. Okay, perfect. I'll grab my file and I'll just quickly give that a quick file to smooth it all out. Question, did you know yet that they're bringing back Stepney? Yeah. I did talk about this earlier. Yeah, we got some crazy reveals for characters in the diecast line. I'm super happy that we're getting more Season 4 characters, especially the narrow gauge engines. Like, well, we just need Peter Sam to have the 4 little engines. Right. Okay, so there we go. That's James's chassis battery compartment. Basically, that's all I do, is I just shave them down to remove as much of the middle bit as I can. Actually, we probably could remove a little bit more. Hang on. Whoops. Sorry, I think I just knocked the camera. Sorry, I'm just doing this part off screen because it's a little bit dodgy. I'm taking an X-Acto blade just to get rid of a little bit more of this middle section. Now James has very little of that middle section left, and that is what we want. Now back to the RC unit. So, we only need to solder the 2 front connections here. So we'll grab our helping hands. And just tighten that up a little bit. Okay. So now we can go ahead and after nearly an hour and a half, we can finally add the RC. After adding James's Tomy wheels, and doing all the necessary mods. Like, this isn't a quick process for me, so I'm very happy to be able to show everyone exactly what it is like to go through and make one of these models. Yes, it takes a lot of time, but at the same time, the end result is just great. Yeah, no, these helping hands are honestly some of the best pieces of equipment I've got. And they came, like, as standard on my soldering station. That's something else. Yeah, let's have that conversation, shall we? How do you guys say soldering? Is it solder or solder? Uh-oh. Just give me a minute, people. My phone just told me I need to plug in the battery. Okay, I'll need to bring my phone a little bit back, but I don't think everyone's going to mind too much about that. Oh my god, it's just too short. Well, shit. Okay, hang on. Just let me go and grab an extension cord quickly. Right. All right, we have an extension cord. The show will go on. I am the one running the show. Oh, I can hear one of my cats walking on the roof. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I just need to take part of the case off my phone. I hate that when your phone charger doesn't really fit your phone unless the case is off. Okay, there we go. We are back to our scheduled program, everybody. And plug the phone in. Boom. Okay, now we can get back to things. Right, now we can get back into soldering. So just add some solder onto these wires. Come on, why? Solder is just sticking to the actual solder. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Got it. Right, I should also, yeah, I will actually. I'll add a little bit of solder onto the terminals as well. Actually, just before that, I'm going to rough up these terminals because they do seem to have a little bit of a problem sometimes with solder sticking to them. So, just grab some sandpaper quickly and rough up these terminals a little bit. Right, let's try this now. Okay. Oh yeah, I can move the camera forward a bit more. What's the distribution like of Thomas shows? Basically non-existent at the moment. We used to get it on TVNZ Plus and TV2, and they just stopped showing it. Yeah. I think the only real option for Thomas in New Zealand, unless you own physical copies, is YouTube or New Zealand's version of Amazon. And then again, they only have a couple of the CGI series, which I think is so dumb. Excuse me. Now, I'm just having a quick coffee break before we continue on. Now, for those of you who didn't see this at the beginning of the live stream, this so far is what James looks like. He's got a skinnier boiler, a skinnier and shorter firebox, and the cab height is exactly the same. And he is currently sporting this face from this pullback James. This is a slightly earlier variation of it. However, I didn't exactly have any other faces that fits this custom diameter I've made for the boiler. This was the closest. Yeah, it's going to have a little bit of a firebox rim, a smoke box rim, sorry. Oh, but, you know, it works for now. But yes, so far this is James. He's coming along very nicely. He looks very rough at the moment, but give me some time, and I'm sure I can get him up to scratch with my other RC engines. Hey, Soto Down Under! You've joined just in time, mate. We are literally about to put the RC unit onto James. This is really going to be a test of my soldering skills. Right. Let's get this done. Need that helping hand on there a little bit more. There we go. Okay, let's get this underway. I'm trying to weave the wire in between the spring of the battery terminal, just to help it stay in place a little better. Where do you buy your soldering wire? It's a place called JCar. I don't know if you guys would have that in Australia, but JCar is like I suppose the best way you could put it is like a component shop. It just sells things like toggle switches or battery packs, RC units. It's the same place that I got the RC car that I've just torn apart. Oh, okay, you do have JCar. Yeah, so my soldering wire as well as the little Coke can RC car that I've just torn apart both come from JCar. They sell 9-volt battery packs. I'm pretty sure they do. But you know me, dog. Come on. We're using the vape batteries. Okay, let's try and get this soldered on. I will add a bit more solder because there's not enough solder on that wire at the moment. Right. Let's try that. Okay. Oh, I think we're on. Okay, no, it didn't stick on that time. Yeah, just let me inspect this quickly. We have got James running on Raspberry. Yep, pretty much. Right. There we go. That should be a bit better. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'm going to apply a little bit of super glue just so that the wire stays in place. I'm not going to glue the metal parts of the wire. I'm just going to glue some of it down to the plastic so that it stays in place. I have done this before. Okay. Oops. Let's see. This is a lot harder to do through camera than I thought. No, I didn't extend. I didn't change the boiler with plastic pipe. I used a toilet roll. Yeah, I used a toilet roll to make a custom boiler for James. Not the most splendid, but it worked. Right. Now we probably should do that a little bit closer to the base of the terminal. Yeah, that. Ooh. Gordon Pacifico 4. G'day, g'day, g'day. My Edward's got a plastic pipe, but I'm not sure the goat found a way. Right, so where's my solder wire? There. Oh. Maybe put the glue cap back on. Right, so now, moment of truth. Let's see if we can get this soldered down. Oh, it just came out. Okay, just let me take a closer look here. Okay, we've gotten 1 point soldered down. The part that wasn't the spring. That's always the one that... The spring side is the one that's always the hardest for me. Right, I'm just going to add a lot of solder onto that spring. Right. Now, there we are. We have got soldering connections. Now, there's only one real test here, people. Let's grab that chassis and let's see if we have an RC James. It might need a bit of fine tuning, but I think we're onto a winner here. Right, so I'm not going to screw James together just yet, just in case he needs to be pulled apart. We will grab our battery and we will connect the power. All right, we've got power. Grab the controller. Okay. Now, if I squeeze James together, hopefully he will RC himself. Well, we do have RC. I'm going to need to screw them together. Bear with me. I will just get some screws because I'm not using those triangle screws. Okay, we've got some Phillips screws. Whoa. We've got some Phillips screws here, so I can put regular screws into James. Yeah, I've already shaved down the plastic I need. What did I just do with that other screw? Huh? Oh, is that it? No. Oh, there it is. Is it going to fit? No. Okay. Okay. There we go, people. There we go. We have an RC James. His direction is reversed at the moment. But that is as simple as just swapping over these wires here. How about that, everybody? We have the beginnings of the RC James. Yeah. I don't know what else to say apart from I won't do this on stream, but I will fix his direction. So currently forward is backwards and backwards is forwards. Right, hang on. Just give me a moment. I am just going to take a quick toilet break. Right, we are back. Well, yeah, that is it, everybody. That is how I RC my engines. What's the show in the background? Oh, I'm listening to Bruce Do in the background. He's a very, very funny cartoon animator. But yes. So this live stream I am going to archive, and I am going to re-edit the whole thing to be in a video format. So for whoever doesn't see the live stream can still see how everything is done. Bruce Do mentioned, yes, mate. Bruce Do all the way. Here, I'll see if I can show you. Yeah, this is my little work area. This is how the sidings looks at the moment. You can see just over there is my Farquhar layout, all my collection, and as you can see up there, Bruce Do. Yes, mate, Bruce Do. But let's do I have any tape on hand? I did have masking tape. Where's that gone to? Uh-oh. Sorry, I dropped you guys. That's a crazy collection. I'd love to see a tour of it someday. I did do a tour of my collection when I first moved in. However, I do need to update that video. Where is my tape? Right, I've got a strip of tape here. Excuse me. Now, what the tape is going to do is it's basically just to protect the battery from making contact with the metal terminals on making contact with these metal terminals. So I'm just going to take some masking tape here and just very crudely cover up the ends. Doesn't need to be a clean job, just needs to do its job. Okay. Cool, battery protected, and just double checking he still works. Boom. Oh, I just realized I forgot to put the middle wheel. Oh, well, that doesn't matter anyway, because I'm going to replace it with another fake wheel anyway. So yes, everybody, that is how I RC all of my Ultimate RC custom engines. And now all we need to do is just place the battery compartments and the chip inside the chassis there. Just like that. Just needs to be loosely sitting there. Oh, James's face fell off. Oh, well. And then we can simply just slot James over. Just a little finessing, a little bit of finessing. Oh, the plug. Oh, it's the plug. I was wondering what was jamming up. It's the plug. And here we go. James on his chassis. I'll straighten him out a little bit. James, straighten up, please. Straighten up, James. There we go. So yeah, that is how I RC my Ultimate custom engines. Okay, I don't think I have put those screws in tight enough. Oh no, yeah. Oh, Brew Stew has now ended. We are now watching what I believe is MK. Right. How about we take James over to the Farquhar layout quickly? Is that something you guys would like to see? Should we go to the Farquhar layout quickly? Will you maybe do some more customs in the future? After James, there is only one other engine that I do really want to do, and that is Diesel. But that is a project for another day. Okay, let's quickly take James over to Farquhar. Ugh. So here is the Farquhar layout. Now this has... Oh, sir, what did you do to Luigi? Sir Topham Hat, what did Luigi do to you? I haven't done any of the signals yet. I haven't gotten around to it, just busy with life. But I have this one lone signal here. Just this one lone signal. But it does work. Yeah. However, since the last time I showed the Farquhar layout off, there's been some changes. Oh yeah, there's James's tender. It was just sitting over here. Now on the Farquhar layout, yeah, that's right, Sodor Down Under, I have made a custom set of points. This was basically just so I had some form of run round loop on the Farquhar platform. So for example, Percy with his mail trucks here, he can fit them very nicely in the siding. and then still go round to the coal hopper in the water station, and then he can travel back around to the front of his train. Very nice. Another thing I've added on the Farquhar layout is some power poles and some fencing. I went to a model train show, and these fences and power poles. They were all 3D printed things that a seller at a model train show was selling. So I picked up some, and they fit the Farquhar layout perfectly. Another update is the windmill. Now, who's going to get that reference? But this windmill is also custom. This is the Trackmaster windmill. However, I have fitted a Playrail capsule motor inside it, which now gives my windmill a wind-up feature. Are you ready? Boom! No, I didn't take the layout itself to the show. I would have loved to do that. Yes, that is completely a Tatmar reference. That is just an HO or 00 scale figure, I can't quite remember, that I've just blue tacked onto the end of one of the... what are these called? I'm just going to call them wings. One of the wings. And he goes around the windmill. It's great. I love it. I think I do... yes, here we go. I also grabbed these when I was at the Model Railway Show. Do these knots just look like Sodor workers? That's the reason I got them, because they look like Sodor workers. This is something I don't actually show that often, but this is the back of the layout. Very bare bones until you get to the cutoff point. But I got some trucks there, and I've got my custom brake van. Very nice. And I've also got 4 of the anniversary troublesome trucks. But right now, we're here for James. Now, just make sure the line is all clear. Yeah, we'll give Thomas James's tender for a little bit. So, this is James's first test run on the Farquhar layout, or the Farquhar layout if you want to get really technical about it. Now, very interesting, I did show a couple of people at the show, like other layout operators. I did show them videos and photos of my layout, and they said it would have been very popular, especially with the RC features, because what I wanted to do was I was going to have like a gold coin donation box or something, and people, kids, adults could drive the trains for a little bit. However, before I take it to a model railway show, I am working on a timetable for the layout. The timetable is very loosely based on both Audrey's timetable for Farquhar and the Farquhar services from Wonders of Sodor, but I still need to work it out properly. But with all that being said, let's take James on his very first run with his RC unit around the Farquhar layout. Uh-oh, he's gotten stuck. Okay. Now, because he doesn't have his trailing wheels on, he's catching on my tunnel. Not a problem, not a problem. Oh, there he goes. So yes, I imagine once the pony truck is on, that'll help out a great deal. Boom, there he is. I've bought quite a lot of play rail automatic switches as with the layout of my size, it really helps not having to reach out. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But I think the main feature of my layout is like, traditional model. Well, this is really anyone that models in play rail is the fact that traditional model railways need power. If you have a power outage, you can't play with your trains. Battery power, though, you can play all day. Oh no, James, that was you just jumped the points. I'm getting confused because the forwards and backwards is reversed. Let's switch the points. Oh, right. Let's check James on my custom switch. Here we go. Look at him go. Oh no, no, James, you're going rogue. Uh-oh. He's caught up in the moss. Oh no. James drove over the moss. He didn't like that. There we go. Right, let's just get James put back together quickly. Battery and but yeah, so everybody, that is how I RC my engines. Is the layout itself easy to transport? Perhaps the gold coin donation could be used to fund the layout or other engines. Yeah, no, it is. It's very, very easy to move around. Like if I, it's not the biggest layout. It is only just a board. I'm pretty sure the board itself is the side of a shelf. But it's definitely not a hard layout to move. Yes, no, he would be scraping on the side like that. But I'm akinning that to him not having his trailing wheels. I'd imagine once he's got his trailing wheel, he will operate a lot better. Oh, he does. He does scrape. That's all right, though. I'm pretty sure Toby scrapes these sometimes as well. That's not too big of an issue to me. The fact that he's running, though, that's all I care about. So, we've been streaming for 2 hours now. And I think we're going to leave it there. So, I really, really hope everyone has enjoyed. Like I said, this live stream will get condensed into a video on the channel, just so that whoever doesn't see the live stream can still know and understand how I do my models. Now, like Gordon, I am going to do mods to James's tender. However, I am going to use this tender solely as the main base because I feel like having a smaller tender for James compared to Gordon helps bring out the medium-sized engine that James is. But with that being said, everybody, I think we're going to end the live stream there. We've been going for 2 hours and 5 minutes. It is 1:45 in the morning here, and I think it's time that I head to sleep. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me on this live stream. And I hope that I've been able to show you guys just exactly what I do to RC my engines. It does take some trial and error. It does take some practice. But once you pull it off, it is fantastic. That being said, I'm DieselWorks123. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And, well, I'll see you guys, hopefully, when James is finished, or when I manage to get my hands on some of the 2026 merch. Thank you very much, everybody.